Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Point of View, and I am so happy that you're with me today. I'm so happy to be on the World Wide Web today. This is Thursday. This is the 8th April. I think it's the 8th. Or is it the 9th? Okay, whichever day it is, let me make sure. I think it's the 9th. Let me look at my clock here. Let me see. I'm not sure. Okay, I think it's the 9th, I believe. May in the year 2024. I'm on point today. Just give me a few seconds. I'm so excited about being on today because I have such a wonderful topic today, and it can help each and every one of us. I'm going to. Oh, that's not it. Is it? It's supposed to be. Is it too late to make a positive change? Is it too late to make a positive change? And I'm going to take that off of here. Let me hide that because that's not uh, what I want on there. Is it too late to make a positive change? And I say no. And let me tell you why. One day I was thinking, and I have so many ideas and things, and I know that it's the positive Spirit of God, the positivity that's feeding these to me, because God is never going to let anything negative come into you and stay with you. Uh, you will be able to know whether it's good or bad if you have the Spirit of God in you. And so I was thinking one day, I said, there's other things that I want to do, and the Lord has blessed me with three score and ten plus. And there are other things I want to do, and then you know how people you've heard throughout your life, when you get a certain age, you need to do this, and some people say you ought to get somewhere and sit down, and they say they're moving a little too younger too. But anyway, there are so many opinions and so many things that people say to you at certain times in your life, but I don't believe it's ever too late to change as long as you have breath in your body to change for the better. Okay, and so I'm going to finish telling you this. I was here and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about the things I have in my mind that I want to do and things I have written down, plans that I have. I have what is it, dramas that I have written. I have more music that I need to record and release. There are other things. There are books that I have, and so I'm thinking I am a certain age. I am here now. I'm at this age now. So should I go ahead and pursue these? And it was kind of in that realm of mind. I was thinking in the Spirit of God, and I said, and I believe it with everything in me told me, I am God. I am in charge of time. You go ahead and do what I blessed you to do, and go ahead and plan and initiate those plans because I am in charge of time. And I believe that. I believe that with everything that is in me. So is it ever too late to change? Let me see what I have in this heading here. Let me see what I have in my heading. I might just have to change it. Is it ever too late to change? Okay, let me do that. I want to do that. And so what I'm going to do, just go ahead and type this. So I'll have my head down. Okay, is it ever too late to change? I was so busy looking at what I have here, um, and that didn't come out right because I have my thing on here. Is it ever too late to change? Okay, here goes. Is it ever too late to change? Okay, and put my question mark there. Is it ever too late to change? And I think I still messed that up. So anyway, I'm just going to put change, okay? Okay, I got change on there, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, is it ever too late to change? No, I don't believe it's ever too late to change. I do not believe that it's ever too late to change, and I just told you why. So I have psychology today, I have life hack, and I have positive. Let me see, what is this? Power of positivity. So I'm going to go with power of positivity first. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate you for being with me today. I have it together. I'm just so excited. And then I was so busy looking into it and going over my articles and everything till I forgot to change my topic in in the box up there. So the power of positivity. And this article was published on December 3rd, 2016. Still good for today. It was modified on May the 20th, 2023. Still good for today. We're talking about our lifestyle. So it is never, this is powerofpositivity.com. It is never too late to find happiness and fulfillment. Never, ever, okay? I remember we were at uh, a program at a church. We were at a program at a church one Sunday, and there was a lady there, and she was in her 80s. She was 80 or above, and she was testifying, and she was talking about how the Lord had told her to buy a wedding dress. And she bought that wedding dress, and she was able to go down the aisle and do her wedding vows in that dress at 80 and above. It's 80 years old and above. So, no, it's never too late to find happiness and fulfillment. It's never too late to change. So, you must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, your eternity in each moment. Okay? And find your eternity in each moment. Eternity in each moment. And here's another. It said, fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another island. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. Henry David Thoreau. Okay, or Thoreau. So our life is limited. We know that our life is limited, at least in the number of years spent on earth. Such As such, many individuals try to fit as much living into those finite number of years as possible. Sometimes a person begins to take on a shoulda, coulda, woulda mindset, and there's something in my way, and I don't know but I can get that out of my way or not. So it's obstructing my reading here. It's on this site, and I cannot get it off of there. So I will go on. So people tend to take on a shoulda, woulda, coulda, or shoulda, coulda, woulda mindset. So some of these people experience a deep sense of regret, and that's one thing I don't want to do. Is when it comes to the end of my days here, if the Lord sees it like that, if I should pass from life to death here, I don't want to have regrets. I want to be able to, I want to do the things that I want to do to fulfill my life. I know we can't do everything, but there are things that we want to do and we don't want to have any regret of not doing in our lives. And I'm sure you can relate to that. I know I won't be able to do everything, but the things that are most important to me and the things that mean the most to me, I want to be able to do those. And number one is enjoy this life that God has given me and to enjoy my family and to enjoy this ministry that He has given me. Greater Gospel Temple and Inspiration God Ministries, positive, uh, this positive thinking. That's one of my, what is it? Podcasts, and then this point of view. These are things that I enjoy doing, and the other things that I have a desire to do, I want to be able to do that, and I want to have that mindset that at least I was working on it. I was trying. So God knows, and He's going to bless us to do the things and not have any regrets if you work toward it. Some of these people experience a deep sense of regret, with some actually developing depression on or other health conditions. Others go through temporary phases such as the dreaded midlife crisis. We've heard of that. But what does this type of thinking ever accomplish? Is natural that we experience regret from time to time, and we know that. Okay, however, the hard truth is that the past is unchangeable. The hard truth is that the past is unchangeable, and don't we know that? The past is unchangeable, okay? The inevitable is the inevitable too, okay? So, sure, we can change ourselves as a result of the past. You hear that? The past is unchangeable, but we can change ourselves as a result of the past. We can maybe even uh, mitigate the damages done a little bit anyway, okay? We cannot add or subtract years from our life. We can only live for the moment and try to make the best out of it. Is it too late to change for the better? No. It's never too late to change as long as we have breath in our bodies. So, with that said, we seg into the topic of this article. We seg into the topic of this article. And that little man with his hands out, I can't do anything about him. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm trying to read before I get to him. 7 reasons why it's never too late in life, and I'm in power of positivity. 7 reasons why it's never too not too late in life. Number one, all that exists in the present. All that exists in the present. So think about this for a moment. How many of us get so wrapped up in what was done in the past and what we're going to do in the future, all the while abandoning the present? And we do that, don't we? We don't think about it, but if we think about it now, we do that. We're thinking about the past, we're thinking about the future. But what about the present? What about the present? So, how many of us really live in the moment anymore? How many of us really live in the moment anymore? So, some prolific scientists have posted, deposited that time as a structure along with its finite nature is an illusion. Okay, let me. Scientists have posited that time, okay, as a construct along with its finite nature. This thing is really getting me, and I'm going to have to kind of decrease my font. Maybe I can do better by decreasing my font. Hey, I think I can. Wow, I think it's going to work. Okay, here I go. Some prolific scientists have posited that time as a construct along with its finite nature is an illusion. They said it's an illusion. So whether it's an illusion or not, most of us agree that life is just a series of events or moments that we experience, right? And it's good. We enjoy the good, don't we? We love our lives. So why not focus on the only thing we can truly experience right now, the present moment? Why not focus on the present moment? Now, number two, 7 reasons why it's not too late, right? Number two, we can change one thing at a time. We can change one thing at a time. There's one blunder that many of us make as we experience regret later in life. Instead of concentrating our efforts on changing one aspect of us, we instead dwell on everything we perceive to have done wrong. As a result, we are overwhelmed and experience analysis paralysis. Okay, we've gone over that word before, haven't we? Analysis paralysis. So as a result, we are overwhelmed and experience analysis paralysis. So we're so focused on the future and the past. So instead of concentrating our efforts on, on changing one aspect of us, we instead dwell on everything we perceive to have done wrong. As a result, we are overwhelmed and experience analysis paralysis. So instead of trying to change everything and getting depressed because we know we've done several things that were out of whack in our lives, what we need to do is concentrate on one thing at a time. One thing at a time. And because if we don't, then we suffer from this analysis paralysis. Okay, so when we're too busy thinking about the things we need to change, it's impossible to take constructive action when we focus on one thing about us to improve. It's much, much easier. You hear that? So when we focus on one thing about us to improve, it's much, much easier. So it just takes some thinking, we need to slow down and just think. Think it through. We don't need to address everything at once. We just need to focus on one thing and do our best. Just focus on one thing and do our best. It's never too late to change, okay? Then we go into number three. We can take baby steps. It is not too late. We can take baby steps. It is not too late. Sure, we may be a bit older now, but that doesn't mean that we need to change everything overnight. Remember that whole moments thing? Not to mention, when we try to progress too quickly, our results suffer. What's the point of rushing in this case? What is the point of rushing in this case? Much better to slow down and really change what you want. You'll be much happier with the results. Just slow down. Take your time. Number four, the future is uncertain. There's 7 reasons why it's never too late to change. This is power of positivity. Power of positivity. Now, the future is uncertain. It's number four. Of course, nobody knows what will. Uh, Let me go back. What will happen in the future? None of us knows. We can speculate, we can plan, we can hope, but nobody knows what will happen in the future. So think about how much better life would be if we lived each day like it was our last. How much better would it be? So while it may seem that we're rehashing a bit of what was discussed earlier, it is very important to remind ourselves of this fact. This is especially true if one is trying to make positive changes in life. Oh yes, number five, we still have our will. We still have a will to do. Yes, we still have our will. Where there's a will, there's a way. How many times have we heard this? How many times have we heard it? Have we said it? Where there's a will, there's a way. Number five says we still have our will. We still have it. So, how true is it? Without our will, we are nothing. Without our will, we are nothing. No thing. Got to have that will, okay? All right. If you're breathing, your will is active and ready to be put to use. One could argue that our will is one of the most important human elements of being human, perhaps second only to the soul. All right. So you have your mind, you have your soul, and you have your will. Act on them. Oh, yes. You have your mind, you have your soul, you have your will. Act on them. You have it. Oh, it's not too late to change. It's not too late. Number six, self improvement doesn't expire. Listen to that. Self improvement doesn't expire. Almost without exception, some of the regret experienced later in life is a result of not achieving. My. Self improvement doesn't expire. Almost without exception, some of the regret experienced later in life, and I know I'm repeating this, is a result of not achieving something. Not achieving something. So when one feels uh, that they haven't fulfilled their true potential, it can leave a painful mark. But the ability to improve oneself does not expire. But perhaps this point is better explained with one woman's story, and Dorothea Daniels, an elderly woman with vision and hearing problems and a multiple stroke victim, received her college degree at the age of 99 from College of the Canyons in Santa Clara, California. So one faculty member said, Dorothea, no, I'm pronouncing her name wrong just because it is spelled differently. It's Doretha. Please excuse me. Doreetha. Doretha. I was reading an A in there, okay? Doretha is a living testament to the saying, if there is a will, there is a way. Number seven, that was number six right there. It's never too late to change your legacy. And people want to leave a good legacy. You hear people say that quite often. I want my legacy to be positive. I want it to be a good legacy. It's never too late to change your legacy. Ah, yes. Then there is the matter of what we leave behind. How will future generations think of us when we've long departed this earth? Will they be inspired and heartened by your life? Or will they be neutral, maybe even a bit disappointed? Mm, mm, mm. I don't want my people to be disappointed. So it's quite surprising that few people think of legacy until very late in life. But what we leave behind for our descendants is one of the greatest gifts we can give. What we leave behind. Once again, we go back to a quote about 99-year-old Doretha Daniels. She is truly an amazing woman who has impacted my life, and I feel so fortunate that I was able to experience her journey alongside her. In essence, this faculty member is discussing Daniel's journey, her inspiration, and her legacy. Will we be able to say the same? It is not too late. Will we be able to say the same? It is not too late. And this is the author here. I think I've told who it is, but I just want to make sure. Power Positivity. And this was, let me see. Well, anyway, we know it's the Power of Positivity. All right, let me go on now because I'll get off into this and I won't finish like I want to because I have three here. So, Psychology Today. It's never too late to start over. I'm going to save that one for the last. It's never too late to start over. And this life hack, that's the one I want. Life hack. Why it's never too late to change your life and live differently. Why it's never too late to change your life and live differently. I'm cutting the camera off just for a few seconds. Why it's never too late to change your life and live differently. And we have to think about that. You have to be, I would say, brave. Some people consider themselves brave if they defy the odds and what other people have been saying. Because some people uh, like to uh, predict other people's lives and like to make people think that they can't do any better and they should just settle for what they're doing right now and all of that. But you don't have to settle for right now. It's never too late to change. And you see, I have that change right there. It is never too late to change. Never ever too late to change. I'm trying to find me uh, on the TV here. I want to make sure that I get that and it's coming along really well because I did want this. Okay. So I know I'm on these channels. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, and Africa TV Live. That's what I'm on. So I'm going to go here and I'm coming back. I just wanted to monitor myself and make sure and see who's on here with me today. I appreciate you being here with me because we're talking about it's never too late to change. It is never, ever too late to change. Thank the Lord for everything He's doing for us. He's done for us and He is going to do for us. And these, I like to bring these topics because they help me. They really do help me because I know these things. If I thought it was too late to change, I wouldn't be, and I know you wouldn't either be doing what you're doing now and enjoying your life like you're enjoying it. And that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to enjoy our lives to the fullest while honoring and serving Him. Oh, I messed up my topic there, didn't I? Are you in control? It's supposed to be like you want to be. I'm going to go there. If you know anything about me, I try to keep things right. Try to keep things right. Okay, change. Got that in there. So I want to make sure that that's up there. Okay, I have change up there. Now let me go to back to that. And I don't know why that's still up there, but that's okay. I'll take it. Oh, good evening. Good evening, Lady Patsy. Thank you so much for being with me today. Uh, it's not too late. I totally agree with you. Oh my God. Confirmation. Hallelujah. Working and legacy. Oh, yes, you are too. Yes, ma'am. You have a great legacy already, and it's going to be even greater. Oh, yes, the Lord is blessing us with information that we need to take advantage of that. We might continue to grow in Him. That is absolutely, absolutely true. Now, let me get my camera back on. Thank you so much for that input. And go ahead and go back into my life hack here. Why it's never too late to change your life and live differently. And this is written by Akina, and I think it's Chargulaf, Chargulaf, Chargulaf. And please excuse me, Akina, if I mispronounce your name. That is one thing that I try never to do. Okay, she's the associate editor of Life Hack, a writer, and a podcaster. She is a co-founder of the Dear Gorgeous Letters podcast. Dear Gorgeous Letters podcast. All right. I'm trying to find the date for this. This was updated on October 11, 2022. Why it's never too late to change your life and live differently. Why it's never too every day we live our lives. Did I cut the camera back on? Let me see. Yeah, I did. I just want to make sure, everybody. Okay. All right. Okay, every day, every single day, we live our lives in constant motion, and with that motion, there will always be a flow or some kind of change that follows. And you know that is so true. As we're going along in life, we don't think about these things. You know, that's why God has all of us different people here. We're thinking different things at the same time. And that's why we are all supposed to help each other in life. And just like these people are helping us writing these articles and sharing them with us, and then we're able to share them with everybody else and giving us the videos and the webcasts and the podcasts and television programs, radio programs, and all that so we can share with someone else. We're in constant motion. With that motion, there will always be a flow of some kind of change that follows. Always, yes. Some changes we welcome wholeheartedly, while others we might find ourselves pushing aside to avoid them. Now, it's time to ask ourselves the honest question: how often do we limit ourselves from opportunities, experiences, and even give up certain dreams because we're digging up most used excuses in the book? We're digging up the most used excuses in the book. I think all of us might be guilty of that, okay? So, how often do we cross things off of our bucket list? Not because we've completed them, but because we're too fixated on how we're not able to or capable of doing them. Oh, yes, that's quite a hindrance to us, too. Today, if we were doing that, we're not going to do that anymore. One time is one too many. Plans are meant to change, and so is life. And it's never too late to change your life. And like my, what was it, psychology? There was one class we had, I had a teacher said, never ever, it's at Grayson College, never ever, and I'm going to put that ever in there, it's never ever too late to change your life. So here are the steps to getting rid of the mindset roadblocks and how to achieve the life you've always wanted. Matters not how many decades you've lived, it's never too late. Never too late. As long as we have breath in our bodies, it's never too late. Three roadblocks holding you back. Number one, I'm too old to start. As the saying goes, age is just a number, and it's actually just a measurement of time lived. And look at that. Remember that commercial where they said that, I think it's a mobile phone commercial, and that lady said, age is just a number, and mine is unlisted. Age is just a number, and it's actually just a measurement of time lived. So we often associate our age as a timeline for our goals. And the person said, I want to move to the city by 25. I want to have a successful business by 30. I want to own a house by 35. I want to have children by 40. It's when our goals are not met that the instant feeling of failure comes trickling in. The essence of time is not to be used as a set goal, but instead as a guideline. I like that. The essence of time is not to be used as a set goal, but instead as a guideline. That is nice. That is nice. That is so nice. Life happens simultaneously and at a different pace than everyone around you. There's a huge difference between getting distracted by life's curveballs and letting those moments define you versus becoming aware of them and finding an alternative route. Whether it's becoming aware of them. Hello, Claudette. Thank you so much for being with me today. Vincent van Gogh didn't paint until 27. Julia Child didn't know French cuisine until 30. She only started appearing on the French chef after turning 51. How about that? The late Alan Rickman didn't start acting until he was 42. Farja Singh, who became the first 100-year-old to run a marathon, started running marathons at the age of 89. Look at that. Look at that. Still think it's too late? In the end, time shouldn't be the essence of what to accomplish by, by when, but instead a guideline to show us if we're on track and if that bucket list is still in alignment with you. Number two, I don't have enough money. Hmm. How often do we say, I don't have enough money versus I have more than enough money? The phrase, I don't have enough money, is so common and easily integrated into our daily conversations that we don't notice the negative effect it has in return. We just don't notice it. The relationship and conversations we have with money are actually more impactful on our being than we think. A scarcity mindset affects our goal making, especially when we compare what we have to what seems more abundant. Having a positive mindset is key to living the life you truly desire. Having that positive mindset, and you know that's what we talk about, positivity, positivity. And I hope you can go and listen to my podcast on positively thinking. We often let money dictate the way we live our lives, and over time, the yearning and hunger to change our lives becomes more prominent, if not urgent. Then we go on an abundance mindset. Listen, an abundance mindset means to focus on what you have now instead of what you don't have. We are so busy many times, or have been before we learn better. I put it like that too. Focusing on what we don't have instead of being grateful and thankful for what we do have. So, focusing your energy on being grateful for the opportunities money can already provide you, including the smartphone or computer you're currently using to read this article. And that is so true. So true. They pegged me, didn't they? Pegged all of us. Is already changing the conversation you. Okay? So it's already changing the conversation. How balanced is your life? That's a question. How balanced is your life? Assess how balanced your life is. And they have a time/life assessment. and get a customized report for free. So you will find out your time management strengths, uncover hidden opportunities, and shape your life on your terms. So you can go there if you want to. Everything in life requires energy. Everything in life requires energy. It takes the same amount of energy to talk negatively or positively about your circumstances. So why not take the latter? Number three, I'll start tomorrow. And what is that? Procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. It's never too late to change, but there are some things that hold us back if we let it. So from this day on, whoever was being held back, no more, okay? No more. I'll start tomorrow. Starting tomorrow is always the greatest setback, and by pushing your personal goals to the side, you are subconsciously letting your brain know that it's not of importance. Your goals always matter and hold value. Always, always, always remember that. Your goals always matter and hold value. Don't ever, never, ever let anyone convince you that your goals don't matter and that they don't have value. You know, there are people in this world that are Debbie and Donnie Downers. Anything they can say or do to discourage you from reaching and accomplishing and initiating your goals, they will say it. Debbie and Donnie Downer, all right? First, look and see if it's a particular habit that is preventing you from going forward with your goals, or reflect on where you are spending most of your time. Are you saying yes to everything and taking on other people's projects more than your own? Sometimes we can get into that because some people they don't know when it's time, when enough is enough. Sure, we help other people, but we don't neglect our own selves and our own goals and aspirations and dreams and all of that. And let other people's dreams and aspirations take up that time that we could be using for our own. We have to learn to balance our time. Balance, balance, balance. Are you burnt out? Have you ever been burnt out? I have. I have been burnt out, and I have had to uh, discipline myself, discipline. And I've just had to sometimes try to shut my brain off for just a little bit, a few seconds or whatever, and to regroup my thoughts, reframe my thoughts, because I've been burnt out sometimes. Are you feeling overwhelmed that you don't know where to start? Are you feeling overwhelmed that you don't know where to start? Okay, the first step is always self awareness. Remember, self awareness. How to live your life differently. Number one, define your what and why. Define those, your what and your why. Think about what's important to you and why this is the makeup of your core. Here we go. Are you looking for a change in career? If so, then dig deeper into why you want this career change and what are negotiable and non-negotiables in your new career. You have to think about it. You have to be wise, okay? You have to be wise. You have to think. You have to think rationally. So sometimes you have to cut all those other busy, busy, busy thoughts out of your mind and focus on what you really need to focus on for that time. Are you looking for more free time to take on creative pursuits? Think about why this has significant value to you and what you're willing to give up in your current situation to make room for this freedom. Next, are you looking to start completely new and move to an unfamiliar place? Think about what you like about that particular place and how it taps into your emotions. I'm going to tell you this about me. You know, people can buy islands. They're islands, islands, that people can buy. And I thought about it more than once about buying an island and moving to an island. But then I get to thinking about it. So if it's not inhabited and it has vegetation and all of that in there, what's going to be in there? Because I'm going to have to go in there, start fresh. I'm going to have to, go in there and develop it and all that. I do think about buying an island sometime. Yes, I do. And I don't think that's too big a goal, but hey, then I think about it and I said, I don't know, I might just go visit an island that's already developed. How about that? And I'm not saying I've given it up. I'm not saying I'm going to do it either, okay? But that was just a thought of mine. So to live differently, you must be comfortable enough with yourself because it all stems down to the confidence within you. And like if I did buy an island, I know I could develop it, but hey, I just go visit one, okay? Your confidence and self awareness are the drives that will push you to make uncomfortable decisions and navigate uncommon grounds when life tests you. Now you know some of my thoughts, don't you? That's all right. Digging deep and getting to the core of it all can reassure you that these new paths align with your values. Think about your values. Don't let people tell you what your values are. You think it over and ask God to let you know what I truly believe in, what do I truly value about my life and myself. Number two, show up for yourself. We always talk about for yourself. Think about yourself. Self reliance, self preservation. Think about yourself. Self reassurance, self assurance. Think about yourself. Show up for yourself. That's number two. If you want to live differently and feel more successful in your life, you must first begin to show up as that version of yourself, owning that you already have what it takes to go after what you want, and that all you need to do is be true to that version of yourself is a part of boosting your self esteem. Higher self esteem is significantly associated with higher success. So put yourself in the shoes of people you admire. If you're a writer who wants to finish writing a book, ask yourself what your favorite writer would be doing and how much time they are putting into their work. If you want to run a six-figure business, put yourself into the shoes of a six-figure business owner and adopt the same mindset. I know a young lady that I know so very well has a book in mind and she's going to write that book. And I asked the other day, have you written any words down? Have you done anything? No. I will say no name and bear no blame. And I have some in my head that I haven't put on the screen or anything. I still have some of those too. So swap happy hours and Netflix binging for scheduled deep work. Swap happy hours, change them out. Okay, swap happy hours and Netflix binging for scheduled deep work. This refreshing perspective will energetically bring your vision into reality. Some things we have to stop for a little while. Well, I won't watch this program tonight because I need to work on this book. I need to work on this plan. I need to make these plans for this in order for my dreams and my aspirations to fulfill themselves and be fulfilled. Number three, little makes more of an impact. Little makes more of an impact. So when you want to change your life, it doesn't have to be this grandeur moment. Oftentimes, small steps and changes make more of an impact and return. For instance, if one of your goals is to be healthier and shed some pounds this year, the common route would be to get a gym membership, Establish a diet plan and commit to exercising so many times a week, however many you should, in moderation, okay? While these are great ways to start, understand that good habits also take some time and patience to form. Because how many people have you heard talk about they have a gym membership and haven't been to the gym but maybe once or twice in a year? How many people do we know like that? Okay? Not bothering them. If you want a gym membership and you keep it and you don't go ever, that's your business. But I'm just using this to compare with what I'm talking about here today. In the meantime, healthier living isn't only limited to dieting and exercising, it's taking smaller bite sized steps, such as cutting sugar from your coffee, that can stretch far in the long run, and that is so true. For example, you usually have your coffee black and with one sugar packet. You drink two coffees in one day, one before work and another during work. One sugar packet is equivalent to another 4 grams of sugar times the 2 cups you have daily. In 1 month alone, you are easily consuming 240 grams of sugar. Little changes like cutting out sugar in your coffee intake can easily make a greater impact in the future. Now we get to these final thoughts here, and this is life hack. Remember that it's never too late. This is what I want you to remember. It's never too late to change your life. And factors such as age, time, or even experience should not hinder your yearning to pursue your dreams, projects, and live differently. As our life continues forward, always remember that you are in constant motion, constantly, constant motion, and also in constant control. How about that? Now, I think that was part of my subject. Whoa, that I had before I changed it, okay? You are always more ready than you think you are. Remember that. You are always more ready than you think you are. It comes down to the one life we live, and it's always worth making it a great one. Oh my goodness, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, I think that is finished. Ready to regain control of your time? They have a toolkit here on Life Hack. This is Life Hack. You can go there and they have references here showing us where they got this information. All right. Now I'm going to, I don't know whether I'm going to finish it or not, but I'm going to Psychology Today. Psychology Today, where it tells us it's never too late to start over. Make your shift happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. If we don't get any further than this, just make your shift in life happen. Shift for the better. And this was posted November 17th in 2016. And it's reviewed by Kaja Perina. All right. Something isn't right. It could be the job. It could be the place you live, the relationship you're in, or the hobbies that consume your time. Day in and day out, you just don't feel happy. Do you ever feel like that sometimes? Okay. A research report found that as many as 1 out of every 3 Americans is unhappy most of the time. That's terrible, isn't it? 1 out of 3 Americans is unhappy most of the time. Unfortunately, many people just live with their unhappiness. It's often the easiest route of least resistance to blame others or your life conditions or the weather or the politicians or the tax code or your public school teacher who didn't encourage or, let me get back there, engage you enough. The problems you may have or could have are probably endless. Your unhappiness is real. My goodness, there's so many people that are unhappy today. But what if there were a way to shift them to a new experience? What if instead of believing that the next paycheck and the new car you will buy with it might release you from the prison of unhappiness, you took some steps to make a permanent change in your life? What if you could start over right now and make a meaningful shift in your life? Life is about change. The seasons change, human bodies change over time, conditions and situations change. Nothing in nature stays in stasis. You are meant to evolve and change, and that's a fact. In fact, young people just starting their careers even expect to change. Gone are the days of sitting in school to learn how to work on the assembly line for 40 years, waiting for retirement. Now, people experiment with careers and change their minds about what's best for them. That's what they do now. You can do the same with something that is important to you. The problem is that many people don't know what they need to do to change. Many people just don't know what they need to do to change. Their unhappiness has become so embedded that they don't recognize what might shift them to a happier place. They just don't know how to look for it, don't know to know that they do need a change and it is possible to change your life for the better. If you are in need of a shake-up and want to shift something important in your life, there is no time like the present to do so. First, identify the source. This is very important. You have to identify the source of your unhappiness. If you don't identify it, then how do you know what kind of changes you need? And you can't say, my whole life, okay? Identify what's making you unhappy, and we're not allowing you to say, it's my whole life that's not making me happy, because that's not true. There's something within that life, your life, that's making you unhappy, but it's not your whole life, okay? So you're not allowed to say that. Pick one thing to start with and focus on it. I'm tired of being overweight. I hate my boss. I just can't take another cold winter, etc. Find something that makes you upset and unhappy and identify what it is. What is it that's making you unhappy? Find it. Find it. Okay? Figure out the contrast. What would make you happy? If you say, I want to be thinner, that's not enough. How thin? Hmm. How much do you want to weigh? What size clothes do you want to wear? Be sure to define your success outcome clearly and specifically, because if you don't set a goal, how are you going to know which way to go, what to do to get to where you don't know where you go? Okay? The more qualitative and quantitative you can be, the clearer your happiness target becomes. The clearer it becomes. Identify what's in your way. If you really want to lose the weight, why haven't you done so? Something prevents you from getting there. It could be a lack of time, engaging in activities for weight loss you don't enjoy, being addicted to sugar or sweets, having a spouse who loves to eat and wants to go out a lot, etc. Identify everything that gets in the way of starting on a new journey right now. There are things there, or you would have done something already. So isolate things you can control and can influence. There are always things you can do, but you may waste a lot of time on the things out of your control. Focus only on those things that you can change and can create a plan around, and be clear about your own strengths and weaknesses. Do you have a hard time saying no when someone asks you to go out to dinner, for example? Could you ask that friend to go for a long walk with you instead? Maybe your people pleasing ways have kept you stuck without time to exercise. Identify and choose to do something to overcome your own personal difficulties. Thank you so much for being here today. I didn't finish that, but I got started on it, and I might go ahead and finish it next time, or I might finish it and then upload it or post it. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being with me today. You are awesome. You are wonderful. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You are so special to me. God willing, I will be on here on Saturday at 7:39 p.m. Happy Mother's Day, every mother. Happy Mother's Day. And if you're a guardian, or if you have charge over children, or have, happy Mother's Day to you too. And even the fathers who are single parents, the same to you. Sometimes I say MOFA, MOFA, Mo for mother, Fa for father. Happy MOFA Day to each and every one of you. I love you so much. You are so, so wonderful. Thank you. God willing, I'll see you Saturday, 7:39 p.m. You'll see me, and Sunday at 7 a.m. I love you so much. Enjoy the weekend and be safe out here. Okay?